Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxy. On the show this evening is the one and only Albert and the legend, the king of Rangers Radio, the Bridgeman. How we doing, boys?
I'm fantastic. How are you two?
Can I say a big good evening to you too? Oh, sorry.
When you go, Bridge?
I was just going to say, can I say a big good evening to you, Perry, there, and of course the techie boys in the background. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
You're doing good, are you, Albert?
I'm doing good, mate. I'm doing good. I always do good, mate. Angry but good. Angry but good.
Indian? All red-head?
Oh, red-head. Who's all red-head? I've heard of Geronimo.
Aye,
I'm
that sun,
good.
It can be dangerous.
Oh, aye. I see what you're saying now, aye. Oh, aye. Oh, I'm like a match, man. You ought to see me. It's unbelievable.
Swan Vesta.
Oh, aye. Oh, my napper. I'm at the shower this morning, man. I went through the roof, man. What did they realise it burnt my napper that much?
We shouldn't laugh, Bridge, but it proves that grass doesn't grow in a busy street, does it?
Oh. it proves you're an idiot, man, letting that happen to yourself. You know what I mean?
How are you, Bridge? I think he's left us already, Albert.
It's way for a light.
I'm okay. I'm actually still laughing at Albert. I think that I'm okay considering. I don't think I'm ever
I'll
going to
ask
go
that
over.
question again. How are you, Bridge?
I'm fine, thank you.
Without the
Fine, thank you.
football.
I'm saying I'll never ever go over these last few results at Ibrox.
Oh,
I can't believe it.
it's been sickening, frustrating, anger. I really don't know. The group of players collectively, at Ibrox, have been atrocious. There's some due for more criticism than others, in my opinion, but other people might say it different. But it's been just a cluster, and it's gone from bad to worse. And then they go and play well in a certain game, and you think, oh, everything's all right, but it's not all right. 5 games at home at Ibrox, managers come in. Of those 3 games in a row at Ibrox, can see those 6 goals scored 1. Yeah. All right, fair and back, we know that the money they spent, we understand that, we're realists. But you're then talking about St Mirren and Hibs. All right, Hibs are on a good run, but it doesn't matter, and we're void ideas. Albert, your take on it?
Well, that says those 5 games at Ibrox in the spin in 3 different competitions. You don't even need to say it, do you? It's unacceptable, mate. We all know that. But the thing that gets me is the acceptance now for most of the crowd, myself included. I mean, once Hibs scored on Saturday, I don't know about you, but I think most of the support, myself and God, are sitting back going, they're going to lose 2 and they're going to lose an hour, the way the game panned out. You just don't see us raising the game up 1 or 2 notches so they can't live with you. They just go through the same routine again. And don't get me wrong, I know I usually think that Rangers played bad on Saturday. They didn't play it that bad. And Hibs, they're obviously saying they were comfortable. We opened them up 4 times, mate. 4 times we opened them up. And 4 times we missed the chances. Yet again, a certain individual. So you're looking at it from that point of view. Then you've got to the other end, the usual culprit doing what he does consistently now. It's not just he has a bad game now. That's consistently he's doing this throughout the season. So you've got the same all the time, mate. It's just, and that's the inevitable. Everybody's accepting it now. You're just waiting for it to happen. A ball goes into our box now, mate. You're going, I don't know. In fact, I was astonished on Saturday that Hibs never took more shots at our goal. Astonished, mate. I'm going, just get it on target. If you just get that on target, you never know what this clown's going to get up to. But anyway,
Remember, Jack told us he's a good goalkeeper. Well, good goalkeepers are consistent. And the only thing Jack's consistent in the moment is Clanger's bridge.
Aye. So, and that's the truth. That's the truth. Very. I mean, can I put it this way, without swearing or anything like that? Really, really, really disappointed. Seriously disappointed. And that was not a. Mr. Ferguson was right. Although I don't like the way he speaks about the team to the press. That's for Auchenhowie. He can he gets them in there and he gives them whatever he wants to give them in there and tells them they're no Rangers players, blah, 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 blah. When he comes off and in my opinion, and he's talking to the press and calling the team, they're no Rangers. We know that. We can see that. Why is he talking to them about it? Just all you need to say was very poor today. Didn't do well. That's all you need to say. And look, get away for the camera. I just don't know why he does it. However, he does it. But seriously, I'm so disappointed. And all those thousands and thousands of people there at Ibrox must have went away the exact same. Really, really bitterly disappointed and raging. Absolutely raging.
I'll tell you, I think he's on about. So I think that Ferguson's on about me saying that's not. There's players in that dressing room have let Beale down, they've let Clement down, and now they've let him down. And he's slowly but surely realised that what he's done. He's fell into the same trap as Beale and Clement. And the trap is there's certain players in there are in the team because of their mouths, mate. Nothing more than that. They're no good players, and they let them down all the time. There's a clique in there of senior players, and I'll give you their names. It's Butland, Tavernier, Dessers, Sherney, Lawrence, and Balogun. These players are the ones that Beale, Clement, Beale, Sherney wasn't there with Beale, I don't think, but what do you call it? Beale, Clement, and now him. You're relying on these players. They're talkers in the dressing room, mate, and he's listening to them. Same as Clement did. He listened to them as well. They're good communicators. Oh, they talk, and they talk a very mature way.
The leadership group.
Aye, it's supposed to be, mate. But it's their gubs, their patter that's getting them into the team, mate. It's no their performances. So they're doing the talk, but no walking the walk, as the old saying used to go. It's ridiculous, mate.
I'll give you my take on it. I thought we were out-coached, out-desired, and obviously they're a big physical team, yeah? So you've got, I said it on Saturday, and I've watched some of it back, and I've looked at it again, and you've got your pace in the wings. So what have we done? We've took our centre forward with the X Factor and played him at outside left. Mistake. Tierney, rightly or wrongly, I was more in your camp. I don't know where you got to take, mate, playing him, because he obviously didn't look fit. You see when he went past a couple of players, whether he'll be fitter by Thursday. We're a few days away, so we'll see where that goes. Dessers, being Dessers, you know, I think I was speaking to somebody today who said he's 16 chances in the last 2 games and took 1, you know.
Yep.
There you go. So that's the forward line, and the imagination, but no supporting for the midfield. Diamandi tried flicks and all that, made runs, but he didn't have a good game. Young Barron doesn't create anything, and for me, he's part of the problem. Nico Raskin has been consistently good for us. I didn't think he was great on Saturday, aligned with the team, just average. Moving into defence, the game started and Suter came and done his job, won a header. We're set up with everybody back in the edge of the box, and the ball broke to the Hibs boy for a throw-in. The boy broke to him. Nobody near him. Set up. I did mention on Friday, I think, Albert, that we didn't have anybody defensive-minded in the coaching staff. When I talk about defensive players, no Alan McGregor being the goalkeeper. So you have a shot. It's a decent effort, but you expect a goal to comes through players just to come and scoop it up. What the doers do, dived over it, goal. Yeah, another blunder, another calendar month ticked off. April, I think that's 14 in a row now he's done. Every month he's had a major blunder. Yeah, I'm not talking about losing goals, Albert. I'm talking about major blunders. Yeah. So when you look at it, right up the spine of the team, we're short of centre halves. Sterling's still not proved himself in there. Suter done okay along with Raskin without being exceptional. I don't think they were the problem, even though we lost 2 goals. Nothing creative came at the right time. We did make chances. They all fell to Dessers, who was atrocious. And he's thrown himself about, and his antics are borderline disgrace, yeah? So you've got shorter centre half, young Barron no cutting it consistently when we need creativity. The goalkeeper, the centre forward, it's right up in the middle of the team. It's rotten all there.
Oh, it's rotten, all right. There's no getting away from that. It's you've got. We keep saying this. You've got some decent players in there that you can build a team around. But manager after manager after manager seems to want to play them all in the wrong positions for whatever reason. I don't know. Best known to himself. Just start with Wee Barnes, for example. I mean, Wee Barnes' enthusiasm and work rate is second to none. But he's a ball winner, mate. That's what he does. He's a ball winner. He's no playmaker. He'll no create nothing for you. He'll no score nothing either. He just wins the ball and passes it on to the football players. That's his job. That's what he does. And he's very good at that. But there's certain because we've not got enough creativity in the team, we've decided that he's going to be a playmaker now. Well, it's never going to happen. Same as Raskin. Raskin's no playmaker either. He's an upgrade on Barron. He does it to an international level, the harrying and the chasing. But he's no a playmaker. What we're supposed to have is Diamondi being a playmaker. Diamondi is 1 minute he's absolutely looks like a £30 million player. Then the next minute he looks like a Lego player or something. You know what I mean? He's a strange player, but he gets too easily frustrated. And he gives up too easy for my liking. He lets people get under his skin, and he lets them get into his head. The opposition I'm talking about, and he needs to cut that out. But he tries some crazy things, and he thinks he can run everybody's game, and his own game and everybody else's game. He's always telling everybody where the boss should be and what he should be doing. All that nonsense. You know what I mean? I don't like players like that, mate. I just don't. I can't handle players like that. So you've got the 3 in the midfield. The midfield's no working. It's just it's functional. When it's good, it's good. When you're getting a counter attack and things like that, or a high press, it's good. It can be quite effective. But games like that on Saturday, when you need some brains in the team, mate. You need football brains in the team, and
Yes. I
Dessers
don't disagree.
he has zero brains, mate. He's got to say. My mind is you've got Igaman, who's got a football brain, mate. I know some people don't like him, but the boy's got a football brain and he's got some talent. No doubt about that. How far he's going to go is anybody's guess, but he has got a football brain and he's got talent. Right, you've got Danilo. He's back for injury. We're great. We're faces in. We want to see this guy. Oh, he's never fit. No, he's fit and ready to play. They'll no play him. Why? I don't know why, mate. And when Igaman and Danilo play together, along with, believe it or not, Barami, they play well together. Even Hadji with them as well. They play well together, mate. They showed you against Kilmarnock with a low block. We absolutely destroyed them at Ibrox. That was the 4 of them together. And they absolutely annihilated them. Cherny on the other wing.
Who wasn't he playing in Kilmarnock sub?
Dessers.
Right, I answered your own question. Right, Bridgeman, we've got Barry Ferguson. We're going to hear the interview so the people
cool.
maybe not heard it can hear it, mate. Then you can comment if that's all right.
Cool.
All right. So if you don't mind, gentlemen, get yourself on mute and we'll hear from Barry Ferguson.
Barry, just give us your assessment of that one there.
Just really poor. Listen, a poor result, poor performance. Look, we actually started the game okay, but another mistake from us. You give Hibs a real boost, and the way that they're set up and the way that they're drilled, they're a real tough team to get through. But we can't keep allowing teams a goalie a start from our sloppy mistakes. That's been an issue, not just since I've come in, but obviously throughout the full season.
Yeah, the nature of the goals that you're conceding at the minute, that must be so frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It's as you can probably see in my face, there's a number of ways I can describe how I'm feeling just now, and just overall a really disappointing day. I thought after what happened last week against Dundee, with the the comeback we had and the changes that really affected the team getting the 3 points. It was a real good training week we had. We went through a lot of video work as well, and it just looked at it just looked really disjointed at times, and that's something that I need to go away and look at, and so will my staff, and we'll need to go and reset because we've got a game on Thursday night. But listen, these European games, these are the ones that are easy to get up for. These are the games that have been our Achilles heel all season, and it's something that really needs to be addressed and really needs to be sorted.
What do you put the recent issues at Ibrox down to?
A lot of people say nervy, and I get that, but you've got to remember you're playing in front of your home fans. You're playing in a brilliant stadium, and the fans come in their numbers. I mean, you've seen it was a sellout. These are the games and the atmospheres you want to play in front of, and you've got to be aware of that as a footballer. I knew what it was like. I was lucky enough to do it many a times, and I'm lucky enough to be standing in the touchline doing it, but I just don't think our players understand what it's all about here at times, because as I said, it's a brilliant place to play, and we really need to sort domestically the situation out, because as I said, it's became a real problem now.
Yeah, you mentioned there we need to part this one quickly because it's another huge game on Thursday and another huge opportunity for the players as well.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to part because it was such a poor result for us. But again, yeah, we've got Europa League. But as I said to you, they're the easy ones to get up for. Quarter-finals, we're up against a really top team. But these are the games that, I know it's great for the club, I love being in Europe, but these are the games that concern me, and this is your, as I said, this is your bread and butter. This is the games that we've really struggled in, and it's something that really needs to be sorted as soon as possible.
Thanks for that, Fox. Well, there was obviously the other press conference they done where they didn't hold back. I think you can feel his frustration, you know, and obviously he didn't get everything right, and some of the substitutions people can debate. I didn't think they were right, but Bridgeman, here's your take on it.
Look, Barry, based on the job he's doing, he's as honest as the day is long. My problem is he's saying these things. I don't think he's saying them to the players and the manner he's doing it to the press. It needs to be, to me, that all that talk there and telling the press this and that, the next thing, sorry, that's for the training ground. You know, you're seeing players failed this and failed that. We've lost a sloppy goal. That's the way you take. We've lost a stupid goal. Blah blah blah. Get on with it and right. Let's go. We'll take it up in at the training. That's all he needs to say. I don't like our manager, shall we say, peddling to the press. I just don't like it. It's just my opinion. However, he said what he said, and he's right, because when you listen to it, we've got poor players, and we're not the players. Some of them are actually really good players when they're playing in the right positions, or where they feel they're playing in the right positions and they're a bit on form. Those players that we had in the party are not one of them, not one single player, in my opinion, would have had pass marks. Not one. No pass marks whatsoever. They were just woeful.
Above five's a pass mark. I don't disagree with it, Bridge. Right, we'll talk about the big positions, the glamour positions, the start and the end of your spine of your team. Albert, you've been saying it for a while. The two players, you've been honest in your assessment and critical. I think you've been proved right, mate.
Butland and Dessers. You got to understand with these two, and I'll start with the two. It's not just the two, but especially the two. Ferguson's out there saying he doesn't think that they understand the team he's talking about. Doesn't understand? They don't understand playing for Rangers. This nonsense has to stop right now. They know fine well what it is to play for Rangers. Everybody's told them that many times. So this has just got to stop, mate. What you've got with these two is an arrogance within themselves. Jack Butland comes out in an interview and he gets asked about how's McGregor helped you here. And it's that, watch the interview again, mate. It's a smirk. It's this. Oh no, he's not taught me nothing. Basically, I know it all myself. And then he comes out with the immortal phrase and saying, or whatever you want to call it, "I'm a good goalkeeper. I know I'm a good goalkeeper." He's the only one on the planet that knows he's a good goalkeeper because we all know he's crap. Yep, totally crap, mate. And there's no getting away from it. I hope this is his last. That should be his last game for Rangers. There, that Hibs game. That should be enough. This guy needs to go, and he needs to go immediately. As soon as we get this clown out the door, the better. Because for my mind, mate,
on Thursday, mate. But I don't.
He probably will, mate. He probably will, but he shouldn't. He shouldn't be, mate. He just simply shouldn't be. He should. Hibs should have been his last game. Then you've got him up front, Dacers. Everything's a joke to this guy. Everything's a smiley joke, and that one didn't quite go right, and then he'll score a wonder goal, and then it's there. See, I told you I'm a good player. And you're sitting watching one goal out of 16 attempts, mate, over 2 games. That's pathetic, mate. I could get into a junior team and pick a centre forward out a junior team who could do better. Give him the same 16 chances, and he'll score a lot more than one. I'm telling you that right now. It's bad, mate. It is bad. But again,
what about the defence? Albert, the people saying he's got a natural instinct to get in the position. Is there any credence in that?
No.
Right.
I don't think there is. But rather than decide a centre half, running off a centre half, I mean, come on. If you get anything about yourself as a centre forward, that's just the thing you do. If you stand still like a statue, well, you'll not be playing professional football, let alone play for Rangers. I mean, running down the side of a centre half and somebody gives you, I mean, Egerman's fed him about 5 chances now over the 2 games. A good boy, just right through him. And all of a sudden he's not there. And it's people are trying to tell me it's good because he's made the run. What are you talking about? It's his job. He's supposed to make the runs. The guys are finding him.
Please don't shoot the messenger. I want to ask you a question.
No for me, mate. No for me. Right. He doesn't deserve anything.
All right. Mr. Butland, I totally agree with you, mate. I think he will start Thursday, but he shouldn't. He's due to be dropped. Everything's gone, and he looks to me, Bridgman, as if he's gone. Yeah, he looks as if he's gone in the head. It's just got on top of him. The Dundee and this one, he can't kick the ball. He's a bundle of nerves, yeah. And it's just, but it's no just the last few weeks. As I said, it's over a year now since he played consistently well, and it's a key position.
Well, I think he must be living on the great game he had the last game at Ibrox in the European game, saving penalties.
Yeah, he saved 2 penalties, Bridge. We also lost.
No, I'm saying that. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I'm saying he's living on those penalties because the rest of the game was rubbish. It wasn't that great. He made a couple of saves, but lost a couple of goals. So I just don't know. I was so pleased when he came in because he's 6'5" and he's going to come out, he's going to jump and punch or whatever it is, but he's going to be able to take bruises and attacks. He's never really done very much, apart from the 2 good saves in the penalty shootout. But seriously, week after week now, is missed time in the ball. I don't know whether he's seeing the ball, to be quite honest with you, until it's late. But that was a shocking miss by him. Shocking miss. And I know you're saying he maybe shouldn't be playing for Rangers again. And my honest opinion is he's got to play, and he's got to play because we've got some really big games coming up. And he is, because he's size and all that. And they'll not get to say...
When do you drop somebody in the route of form? I get this. I get the theory. You play somebody through a slump, mate. Consistently, regularly, he is making blunders. We're not talking about losing goals here. Would you agree, Albert? We're not talking about losing goals. We're talking about losing goals when it's blatantly his fault. They're 2 different things, huh?
I mean, I agree with you, mate. this playing somebody through a slump is one thing, mate. But you're not playing him through a slump. He's just a bad keeper, mate. There isn't any slump here, mate. He's just a bad keeper. There's other things that's going to come out eventually during the week, and you'll see what we're talking about. At the end of the day, you look at him and say to yourself, he is worse than a bad player, mate, a bad goalkeeper.
He is to goalkeeping what Southside is to punditry.
Oh no, well, I wouldn't put Southside up for doing the pan, mate. That's not right. That's not right, mate. He's
shocking.
What was I going to say? He's worse than a bad goalkeeper, mate. And the reason he's worse than a bad goalkeeper is because he's an influence in the dressing room, mate. People are listening to what he's saying in the dressing room. And you'll not be hearing him talking about goalkeeping in the dressing room. He'll be talking about the game itself in general and trying to pass on how to do this and how to do that, what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing, right? And then he's stunning and throwing boys in the net. He's a bad player to have at Ibrox, mate. He has to go along with his pal Dessers and the rest of the clique. And there's another thing, by the way. Seeing Iggerman's playing, Dessers is no on, and Iggerman goes to say, you watch Cherny. You watch Cherny with Iggerman. He'll no give him the ball, mate. He refuses to give him the ball. That's because his big pal Dessers is no playing. I've watched it a few games now, and I'm telling you, I go to the stage in the Fenerbahce game, the Iggerman just didn't want to run anymore. I'll no run for him. He's just going to make runs and you're not giving me the ball. What's the point of running? And then when he doesn't run, that's when he'll pass it into the space where Iggerman shouldn't be. You're getting, are you doing this intentionally or what? What's happening here? The boy's making brilliant runs and you won't feed him. And your job is to feed him. You won't do it. But anyway, that's just a wee side issue.
I've heard you saying that before, Albert. And I was watching the weekend there. And really and truly, you're absolutely spot on. Of course, he wasn't in the same position to accept the balls because Dessers was there. But seriously, Iggerman's a shadow. He's just a shadow of the boy that we've seen scoring good goals and playing very good football.
He's not outside left.
I'm saying that it's a shadow. Is there something going on? Why are we playing him in the left wing? Anyway, somebody could tell us that. This is again down to our coaches and manager. This team selection is dreadful. Just admittedly, we don't have available. We don't have all the better players that we would like to have. You don't have two centre halves that you would like to have. Blah blah blah. But we're weakness and we're poor, sorely weak. I just don't know what they're going to do.
There's another one as well, Bridge. Cortez. Be great and moan about Cortez. No, he's fit. He's sitting at the bench. No, put him on. Refuses. What's wrong with these Danilo and Cortez? Why are they not putting them on? Are they that bad? They can't be any worse than what we're watching, by the way. You're sitting looking going, why are these boys not playing? I mean, what I remember of Cortez was very little, right? But what I've seen is, this boy's got some talent. Not play him. Danilo's got a football brain. We've all seen that. You should watch the Dundee game back again, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, he had a great influence in that game, better than you actually think, better than I actually thought. Because I'm saying, I never realised how big an influence you had in that game for the short time you were on. He's a clever football player, but we don't want that. We want guys that talk in the dressing room. Talk utter crap in the dressing room. We've all played in dressing rooms at amateur level, obviously, but we've all played in dressing rooms when there's a mouth in it, maybe one or two, and they're the ones that get in the team, and you're sitting saying, listen to these clowns, and you're going, he's in the team because he talks a good game. He's a good good communicator, man. You got to have him on the park. No, I'd rather have a good football player on the park. That's what I want. Somebody actually knows what they're doing. Somebody wants to play. And Danilo wants to play. Cortez, I don't know, but I would imagine the boy wants to play, and he's not getting a chance.
I couldn't believe the substitution. We take Cherny off. I think nobody was surprised, but the obvious candidate coming on there was Cortez, wasn't it? Taking him off of the
get him ready for the European game, the most important game. I mean, you could be against Hibs, it doesn't really mean it. No, right, that scum get beat out in the Sunday. Right, nobody's seen that coming. But from your point of view, where we're sitting, the European game was the most important game. Right, so get your players fit and ready for that. There's a chance to give Cortez at least 45 minutes. You'd probably even get away with the 90 minutes, but 45 minutes, no, we'll not do that. I don't understand what Ferguson was going on about and what the Cortez, what do you call him, Clement was going on about. He's listening to I've worked it out that they're listening to these players, these wrong players. They shouldn't be listening to them anymore. These players are through. No, it's just the third manager they're through under the bus. Forget about it, mate. Forget about it. Right. He needs to make a change.
All right, we'll get the phone lines open, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you all right with that, Bridge?
Aye, brilliant.
Yes, Albert?
Yeah, why not, mate?
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the punters have got to say. You know, obviously, I'm along with you. I'm being really tough in Butland and Dessers, mate. But let's be honest, at the starting 11, Bridge rightly said, Albert nabbed to get past Marston. They nabbed it, and that's really unusual, isn't it?
Well, Ferguson came out and said he did. Look disjointed, and I don't understand why. Maybe the fact that you're listening to the ranked players, the rest of them all just went, there's no point. No point in us trying to do anything because he's not going to listen to us. He's going to listen to the two clowns for a start. And maybe that's part of it, Ops. And you're right, none of them deserve last marks. Because I looked at them on Saturday and I didn't think there was many of them were really bothered. Not that bothered. He's putting it down, they don't know what it is to play for Rangers. Maybe the boys have went, we want to play for Rangers, but we don't want to play in the same team as these clowns. I mean, look at Butland. I mean, you've seen when the Dessers missed a chance, the camera happened to go into Big Suter, and you can see Big Suter. Big Suter was like, oh, you know what's going through. You see, there's no Kane, come on. You know what I mean? He's just looked at him going, can I say, when are you ever going to score? And he's looking at Butland when he'll try to one in it. It must be soul destroying for a guy like that. Absolutely soul destroying. Who'd run through brick walls, who's a great siege defender. He's thrown his body in a way. He's trying his heart. He's playing right side of centre half. He's playing left side of the centre. He's doing everything. And he's turning around these clowns round about him who are getting listened to. And this is the thing that really annoys me. They're getting listened to. Ferguson's just woke up about it going, I'm no listening to these clowns anymore. They're getting told to shut up in that dressing room and bring the rest of these boys into the conversation. Listen to what they've got to say. Ask them what they can do to help them. Don't listen to Dessers and Butland, Barligan and all the rest of them. Their time is up, mate. It's gone. Time to move on for them. You want to listen to Igaman, and I know the boy doesn't speak much English, but you want to listen to Raskin, Igaman, Barron, Yefty. I know Yefty's not played well, but these are the future. These boys are the future. These boys are the ones you're going to build teams around and bring quality to them. With new signings, that's what you're looking for, mate. Listen to these players, Danilo. Listen to these. See, like Barami. What are you saying with Barami? Look, son, what can I do? What would Dan Rang that doesn't suit you? There's something no right. What is it? You need to find out what it is. Instead of that, they'll look at Dessers and all big dafty Smiley, who's every time he misses a chance, it's, look at that. There's another one I've missed. Oh dear, eh? You're a clown. You're an absolute clown. Then throwing yourself about the usual. No, I mean, no getting it again. You've already spoke about it. But you need to start listening to the boys that you're going to have here and stop listening to these idiots, these so-called superstars, in their own mind, by the way, superstars. We don't think so, but they actually come out and tell you that. Oh, I'm a good goalkeeper. The man says, oh, what bubbles he living in? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Anyway,
he's certainly not showing that, is he? He's certainly not showing that he's a good goalkeeper. You know.
No. As I said, Bridge, I think you've got to go back last March, mate. Yeah, maybe even February before he had a consistent month, mate. And then every month after that, there's a ricket in there. For Inverness to the cup final to playing at their place to then you start the season. You think back to the pre-season games, then you've got. There's their place again. The goal that he let in was shocking. The one when the guy passed it in for about 30 yards and God knows where it was. You can go on and on and on. There's runs and runs and runs. You've got this There's a Mund debacle when he's running out. You get the Man United own goal. You've had the goals against Motherwell. It wasn't great. Then you've had, and then you've got Dundee. Then you've got I don't know if we've had a goalie in our history make as many mistakes consistently. And I know goalkeepers can't win you games because you need to score a goal to win a game. But goalkeepers can lose you games. Bridgeman.
And I'm afraid that's what he's doing at times, well, he's starting the ball rolling for a loss. Dreadful mistake. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong, we've had some of our best players and goalkeepers we've seen them. They've all made clangers. The boys went through them. Maybe had a wee bobble just in front of them, and they go down there, and all of a sudden it's through their arms. So we've seen that, and all the way through it. I'm getting close to 80, and I'll tell you, I've seen a hell of a lot of goalkeepers at Ibrox, and I know that nearly every one of them's got a clanger in them. But my God, not like this keeper.
If the clanger was once in a calendar year, Bridgeman.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the difference. You say, you're unlucky there. It's one of the things. Everybody makes a mistake, but this is consistent, all better.
It's ridiculous, man. I said the other week that he's the worst keeper. He's probably the worst keeper I've seen in 30 years for Rangers. I wasn't kidding on, mate. I was serious about it. But there's things going to come out that's going to prove the point. He's a clown, mate. He's a facade of a goalkeeper. 6'5", good looking. Can't get a pair of shorts to fit him, let alone to keep ball out of the net. Right? But there you go. It's another argument. But he looks the part.
Maybe you've answered the question. They're too tight and he can't move.
I think you'll find that.
Stop.
Anyway, he looks the part. He's got the old film star looks, the 6'5", and he looks the part. He's got the build there, a body build. I'd rather him look like Davy Dodds. Know what I mean? Look like Davy Dodds.
Please.
But be a brilliant goalkeeper. I want him to be a brilliant goalkeeper. I don't care about this facade. But he is. That's what he is, mate. He's a cardboard cutout, a goalkeeper.
Cardboard cut is a good description. Good
I'll say it again, Bridge. Goalkeepers, they don't win you games because you need to score goals, but they can lose you games, and they can help win you games. Two different things, yeah. Goal scorers win you games.
Any goalkeepers I've played with, some really good goalkeepers too, they would nearly 90% of the time when something happens in defence and the goalkeeper misses the ball, they'll always found a way to blame the player in front of them. The defence is crap. Somebody got that shot in. How did he get that shot in? And so on and so forth. So I'm not saying that he's not right or wrong, because sometimes it's quite close. But what's happened with him is he's actually not seeing the ball. He's not capable of catching the ball. And I'm not trying to turn away from him, but the ones that we've seen, the clangers that we've seen, have been just unbelievable. Bread and butter for most goalkeepers. And you're right, there are big doubts about him. Big doubts.
Yeah, listen, we've got the interview that you wanted to hear, Bridge, and we're going to play it specially for you, because that's the kind of guys we are.
Well done.
You know what I mean? And we all be generous to a fault.
It's on mute there, aye, definitely generous. Nothing's too good for our Bridge. Hey, by the way, Bridge, I started off at 60 watching that game on Saturday and ended up 80 myself.
Right. Just for the record, Albert, I don't know if you heard, I managed to get a nice wee return in the National, but I called it on here on Friday night. Yes.
Oh, I've been hearing all about it, mate. I know, I wish I paid attention.
Yes.
33-1. Nice lift, that one.
Yes, 33-1.
You only had the big note on it, I know. Oh, you'd have put more on it.
That's what it is, mate. Yes, a bit of fun, as I said. Yeah, and we called it out here. Told you. Yeah, told you.
All right. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Whereas with Southside, you heard it here last. Right. we're going to play this interview for Bridgeman, and then hopefully we'll get some of the punters with comments. I get it. Everybody's deflated, annoyed, angry. I understand. Yeah, let's hear again from Barry.
What time, man? What time? 5:45.
Barry, how disappointing was that today?
Worse than disappointing. Just, God, where do I start? How long have we got? Spent a bit of time in the dressing room. A few home truths were told. And Hibs deserve to win. That's me just being straight.
You've talked a lot about sort of standouts and Rangers DNA since you came in. How tough is that to watch on the side?
That's not a Rangers team. Miles from being a Rangers team. This is your bread and butter. And I've said it, I feel I'm repeating myself. European games, Celtic games are the easiest games to get up for. These are the games that this group of players struggle with. And it was evident today. Yet we started good again. Another mistake. Go into our shells, feel sorry for each other. We come back out it after 10 minutes. Finish okay. Second half, I demand a lot more from them. And I don't get it.
Do you struggle to comprehend why the players can't get themselves up for games like this?
Yeah, you're playing with Glasgow Rangers. You can't get up for games of football, then you shouldn't be playing football. Especially here, you come into a place like this, brilliant stadium, supporters, packed to the rafters, getting behind you, and me put a performance on like that. I'm, as you can probably see or hear, I'm fuming.
Barry, do you fear some of these players aren't mentally strong enough to play for this club?
Look, I would rather keep that in-house if I'm being honest with you, but I seriously need to go away myself, and I'm not just putting that on my players. I'm the guy who picks the team. I'm the guy who decides what way we're going to approach the game. So I need to go away tonight and, well, I've made my mind up what way we have to go from now until the end of the season, and it might not be pretty to watch. And that, as a Rangers fan, coming to Ibrox, you want to see free-flowing, attractive football. I don't think we can do that. So I need to go away and think long and hard what way we're going to approach with my staff. But I've got a real good idea what way I'm going to go now for the end of the season, and it's not going to change.
Barry, do you feel that the players are hurting like you clearly are, like we are?
I asked them that question because I'm going to go back tonight and I'm going to be raging. I don't want to see anybody. It needs to hurt you. And I've asked them, is it going to hurt you? That's my question to them.
Do you feel now that there's places up for grabs all throughout that team?
Yeah.
Because there's nobody out there that's performed for you at all. I'm not going to say they're going through the motions, but sometimes you watch them and you think that they're hiding in plain sight and they're not giving what they should be. And I know that's harsh, but when you're watching it, that's how it comes across. Do you think, therefore, that anybody or everybody's got a chance of playing in that team come Thursday night?
Yeah, there'll be a series of changes on Thursday night. And I can say that right now.
Does that include the goalkeeper? Because there's been a lot.
Well, we'll see.
I don't want to single people
Yep.
out.
No, listen. I get where you're coming with Jack. Listen, as I said, when I come up here, I'm open and honest, and I've said to Jack, it's a bad mistake. He understands that. So I then need to go and we'll see an hour and a half. Is it 90 minutes? An hour and 15 minutes when you get the team lines. You will see some changes. That's why you carry a squad. If people make mistakes, people are off it, people don't run as much as I think they should run, then they're not going to play in my team. Because I watched that Hibs team who I thought wanted it more, and it hurts me to say that, but it is what it is. So it's my job now to go and try and come up with a scenario that won't happen going forward. And I tell you something, I'll work hard at doing it, and I'll make sure I do it.
Is it a case, Barry, of maybe then bringing in some of the younger lads because they might not be as good a player as those guys, but they'll give you that, they'll follow
the young ones are always going to get an opportunity. Look, Bailey, I think, is a bit behind in development. Listen, fantastic talent. You've seen the effect he had when he came on last Saturday. Unfortunately for him, he took a sore one in his knee. He went for a scan, it's come back. Hopefully he's going to be available on Thursday. You've seen young Finlay coming on, albeit it was only a few minutes. But I ain't scared, because I know what I'm going to get for the boys. They're going to dig deep, they're going to run hard for you. They might not be experienced. So yeah, but I've got a lot of thinking to do over the next couple of days, but something I will do is I'll be clear on what I'm going to do come Monday morning.
You're up against a top side in front.
Yep.
Just a case of trying to stay in the tie, keep it alive for the second half.
I'll be honest with you, Scott, I've not watched them because I'm very much game to game. My staff, I've watched them, they try to talk about it yesterday, but I'm not interested. I had to concern myself with Hibs. But tonight I'll have a mixture of watching what we all watched out there, and I'll obviously watch who we're going to come up against in Thursday night. But listen, I watch all types of football. I know they're a quality team, but again, these are the games where you don't need to really motivate people, because Europe, it's a different kind of atmosphere. That doesn't concern me. It's these games out here that concern me. These are the games that has been the Achilles heel of this club for a long time, and far too long, and I ain't going to sit here if it's only for another what we on, another 7 or 8 weeks. I ain't going to accept that.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
There you go. That's what you wanted to hear, Bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know what I want to go over and say what I was saying earlier. I don't want Barry Ferguson talking like that to the press. That's, for me, that's dressing room stuff. He's got to talk to the players and be honest with them. I don't know what he's expecting to say, other than that. It sounded as if he was going to burst out greeting. That's what he sounded like to me. And I don't want a Rangers manager to come out with that. They've got to front it. They've got to do the business, because that's what they're there for, to do the business. And doing the business doesn't mean throwing our players under a bus, much as they deserved it. The manager shouldn't be throwing any Rangers players under a bus. And that's what he's done tonight. That's what he's done. However, he's a manager and he's going to run it his way. But for me, listen to that. I'm sorry. I'm not impressed with him at all. Not impressed.
I've got to gave us a step for a hint what's wrong with Butland. Albert.
What was the step for the hint? He's right.
Well, he says he keeps putting his horn up when he makes a mistake. Well, maybe he should keep his horns down and save the ball.
maybe keep eyeing the ball. Keep your horns down. I tell you, it make you weep. Just watch them play football. I really would. But he's out there. He's emotional. He's coming out saying. I sort of agree with Bridge. I sort of agree. I mean, to be the Rangers manager, you need to be cute enough to understand what's happening in that press room. They all know what's happening, but it's all right us saying it when you're not in front of them and emotional. So you know what you need. That's what you're guarding against when you get into that press room. Is you're charged, and they're just trying to bait you. They're just throwing wee things out, and he latching onto things. It's I'll make changes. It sounds like an amateur manager, doesn't it? I'm going to make changes. You'll see. Wait, see what I'm going to do. It's like, going, come on. And then he's coming out with the phrase that they're just going to crucify him. It's easy to get up for European games. If we get beat heavily in Thursday, that's going to get rammed right down his throat. That one wee statement. So that's no cute, mate. That's stupidity. You just go to bite your tongue and do your talking in the dressing room up at looking Howie. Bridge is right. Do your talking up there. You want to tear them apart up there. And then let the press wait to see what the team select. Don't say anything. You wait to let them see what the team selection is going to be for the next game. Then after the game, they ask you the questions about it. Then you can say, well, the guy's due to get dropped. He made a few mistakes. Kelly, he needs his chance. And I'll say something about Kelly. He can't be much of a goalkeeper or much of a professional. When he's standing watching him make no mistakes and he's not getting in the team, if I was a goalkeeper, I'd be chapping his door saying, "Well, don't they hurt me, Big Jack? But come on, you can't keep doing no mistakes and no at least say to me, you get yourself ready, you're going on here." There you go. It's just he should have been a wee bit more reserved, I would say. Let's put it that way.
All right. Listen, we'll put it out there to the listeners. Come and join us. Give your thoughts. A Bridgeman and all be right? Or are you happy for Barry Ferguson to tell it what's and all? Give your views. Be interested how people take it. 0141 356 1972. Come and join us. Right, okay. So we've been really honest, and I think we've all picked our words wisely. I'll go to Albert first. That we're not saying that this is down to the boys that have come in the door, the management team, because some of the same problems are persistent. But Bridges got a point earlier on when he said that we're not playing people in the right position. Nothing surer than we're playing Iggerman out of position. Now, if you play Iggerman, in my opinion, you play him as a number 9 right up top, Albert. Yeah, and you just let him do what he's got to do. Yeah.
Well, the team come in, and one of the things I said, flexibility. That was a watchword, basically. We were going to be flexible, we're going to do that. I've not seen much change for what Clement was doing with the same players, and that's including what Bridge was saying, changing, playing people out of position. I don't see any change for it, mate. We're still doing it. Field done it. Clement done it. No, they're doing it.
Can I ask you a question, a personal question?
Yeah.
Easy boy.
How you fix for 20? No, I was going to say to you, do you feel vindicated in your views of Clement domestically that we should have stuck? Yeah, you banged that drum.
I'm still banging the drum, mate. I told you my feelings then, and I've not changed an iota, mate. We get rid of the guy for no good reason. It was mental, mate. Mental. I said we wouldn't make a step forward an inch, and that's what's transpired. We've not moved an inch for a football team. We've got one good result. Well, the Celtic game, good result, and we got the European result. Clement's done the exact same when he was there. He got the Farabat, he got the European result, and he beat Celtic Park at Ibrox. Exactly. So we've not moved an inch, mate. Not an inch. The same defeats are happening in the league. What happened with Clement? The same players are letting the Ferguson doing to let Clement doing. The same formation. Iggerman on the left. Clement's tried all that. He's tried it. Sterling at centre half. Things like that. Sterling's never a centre half in his life, mate. That's another one. Iggerman's never an outside left. You've got this. Dessers keeps playing. He keeps playing a centre forward that it's hopeless in mine. He can score the occasional good goal. They'll not take that away from him. He can do that. But as a centre forward, no. He's not good enough. He's not clever enough. His technique's poor in a lot of positions. A lot of the play. So I get back to your question, mate. Do I feel? I don't want to say I told you so. I told you so. There's nothing to be gained on that, mate. But you've got to look at it yourself and say, right, all the people that want to come on out for whatever reasons they were getting at the time, it's all been wrong, isn't it? It's all been wrong. You're looking at it and going, what's happened? You brought Rangers men in, and that was another one. Bring Rangers men in, they'll show them. Show them what? Well, how many times can you tell a player, do you know what it is to play for Rangers? Oh, this is a big club. How many times can you say these same things to these same players? If they don't know now, they'll never know. It's not that they'll never know. They're not good enough. You can tell. You can want your wee Honda to win a Formula One race, but it's not going to do it, is it? Because it's not good enough to do it. And we're trying to get our Hondas to win league titles. They're not good enough, mate. Simple as that. You've got a skeleton to a team.
Very disrespectful towards Hondas, mate.
You know what I'm saying. it's at the end of the day, you've got a team, you've got a skeleton there, a squad, mate. That's, I keep saying it. You're this. I know people don't want to hear the rebuild carry on, but it's true. You're halfway through a rebuild, mate. And this summer was supposed to bring more to the table, and then the team would have moved, really started taking strides forward. But no, it wasn't going to happen that way, was it? It was just never going to happen that way because we were wanting instant success, and it's never going to happen. And they went through big parts of the season without any centre halves playing. They were all injured. You know what I mean? It's a makeshift defence with a Clowney, a goalkeeper, and then he gets injured, and then we put Kelly in, and Kelly done all right, but he had his blunders as well. So you're looking at it and saying, "What do you do, mate? What do you do?" It's no changed as much as I thought it was going to change, and you thought it was going to change when Clement got booted out the door. And now we're in a situation. They had a plan. Cotton and Clement and probably one or two others had a plan for what they were going to do, how to build the squad, blah, blah, blah. That's out the window now because we don't know what this mob that are buying the club are going to do. What's their proposals? What's in their minds? What are they thinking? Mm-hmm. Are they just going to carry on with the plan that was already put in place, or are they going to come in with a completely new idea? Who knows?
New plan, mate. New plan. But watch your space. Watch your space. All right, Bridge, you can chip in with that one, mate. About Albion Bear and the previous manager.
Well, I would obviously to a certain extent I disagree with Albert. His points are brilliant, and I've heard them saying it before, and I'm not saying I 100% agree with him, but no, there's times in there I thought we just had enough of Clement, and I've supported Clement coming into Rangers, and it just went too long, and it got to the point where I think he get booed. His team get booed off more than any other team play for Rangers. I'm sorry. I think he just had enough, and the fans had enough. So God knows what would happen if we retained them. But we brought this crowd of guys in who are all ex-Rangers players, and for some reason they've got the same players that Clement had, and for some reason they get a few games out of them, and really good games too. Good stuff against them across the city, and good stuff in Europe, and it's still going. However, if you look at all you need to do is look at the last 5 games at Ibrox, and we've been, although we played really well in some games, we didn't win. We shipped a couple of goals in each one, and that's no winning. It's not winning. So this is where I agree a lot with what Albert says. We haven't moved forward. We've got a new management squad, but we actually haven't moved forward as a team. Or we've got no consistency. We're moving forward, but all of a sudden they're not consistent enough to keep dropping the ball, and that's not good enough. We need to have players in the squad, and if you think we've got a Rangers squad there, a full squad, and we don't have any centre halves that can play football at the moment because they're injured or for whatever other reason, sorry, that is not good enough. Rangers, not good enough, and you won't win games, not consistently anyway. And I thought Suter, whom I'm not his biggest fan, but I thought in the first 10 minutes he managed to stop a few things. But my God Almighty, sometimes his clearances were miles away. But he's still our most experienced player at the back, so people depend on him. And unfortunately, all the Rangers fans depend on him. And I don't think we should be depending on one player to do anything for us. And the man behind him, well, we've already said most of the things that need to be said about him. So I don't even want to go anywhere near it again. And I think I would still play him to the end of the season, to be honest, because much as I like the boy Kelly, but he doesn't get enough games. And the games we want him to be able to play in are really big games, and I don't know if he's got it. However, we know that Buckland hasn't got it, or when he's got it, it's not there all the time. It's really strange, but no. Thanks very much for that. What you put in there, Albert, is really interesting part.
Just going back when Barry's press conference there with the press, do you think he was intimating that Buckland might not be playing? Am I reading too much into it, Albert?
That's what I read. Oh, sorry.
Oh, carry on, Bridget. We'll come to
No, I picked that out. I think that
He never
think that's-
said it, Bridge. But
No, I think he was threatening. I think that was threatening Butland that he's not going to play. Because he's obviously had words with him. And once again, he's telling the press this or telling the press that. He shouldn't be saying these things. That's all got to do with the training ground area. He's got to tell them first. Don't tell the press, I'm going to drop him. No, that's no Rangers. Don't do that. However, it's done now.
Yeah, we'll come back to you, Albert. You can answer that right after we have a tune.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. Heads held on high, for the jersey they would do or die. Fight for right, play the game with the badge of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on their way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on their way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, Albert, it's back to you, buddy.
What?
Just
Hear
a
me?
comment that Bridge made, yeah.
What were we talking about? I forgot what we were
Oh,
talking about.
That was a long tune. That was a long tune.
Yeah, I intimating that Butland might not be playing. That's what it
Aye.
was. I think it was, mate. I think that's exactly what it was then. I don't know. He might change his mind the cold light of day right enough when he's calmed down a bit, but that's what he was intimating. And I think he was intimating Dessers will not be playing either. But as I said to you the last week before this game was a nothing game. I don't know how they're playing all these players anyway. No, he knew he's got a choice. He's got a decision to make now that he never had before Saturday. And it's not just about injuries and suspensions. It's informations. It's about players out of form. You know what I'm saying? So he brought it on himself. And he's looking at Cherney, as you said. We took a chance with Cherney, see how he's fit. If he lasted 60 minutes, is that a good thing? I don't know. But I've got Cortez. Don't let him on. Don't give him a game at all. Brings Curtis on for the last 2 minutes. Along with Hadji. What's the point of it? What is the sense of that?
I couldn't see the point. 3-1 up, you maybe getting your boy his debut or something. Putting him on 3-1 down. 2-0 done. Yeah, when he's no, the time was against him. He influenced the game. Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, just look. He reminds me a lot of myself. He's a really fresh-faced young boy, isn't he?
Aye, that's what you are, fresh-faced, I'll say that, but he looks a wee bit about himself, no, I'm talking about build-wise. He didn't look like a wee skinny boy, but he had no time to make any... You couldn't make any judgment on him, or you couldn't look at him and say he's this, that, or the next thing. You never did any time whatsoever. 2 minutes, mate, come on. It's a complete and utter waste. Maybe that was our masterful tactician saying, I'm going to put them on to save the more important players' legs and or case they get injured. Maybe that was that. We play 90 odd minutes.
The 2 minutes always make a big difference, didn't they?
Oh, aye. They're the make or break minutes, aren't they? It didn't make sense, mate. This did not make sense. Playing the players they played didn't make sense to me either. They had an opportunity there. You might have still get beat with Hibs. You might have I don't know. But there you go. We get beat. We didn't learn much for the game that we didn't already know. I mean,
I watched young Connor Barnes closely on Saturday, Albion. I'm not saying it was his fault. He didn't have a good game. He was there along with many others that didn't do great. And I don't know if it's a confidence thing or maybe we didn't notice it at the start of the season because his energy was getting all away with what. I agree with you. I think he's still putting in the same energy, but he cannot make a forward pass, mate. He cannot make a forward pass. I mean, you're playing in midfield. That's important, mate. Yeah.
I think he done one against Dundee, but normally doesn't make a forward pass. Well, away you there, mate. He doesn't. It's not his game. It's not what we bought him for. We bought him to be the terrier and win the ball back. That's what we bought him for. Close down space, things like that. That's what he's there for. And he's good at it. The trouble is, once he's done that, we need somewhere for the ball to go and to a player that can actually influence the game, or players that can actually influence the game. Because at the end of the day, if he's to win the ball, chase about, win the ball, close the space, to get it, then be the playmaker. Well, you're talking about somebody that's going to play for Real Madrid now, aren't you? Let's be honest about it. He's not that standard. But we seem to think we're going to turn these players into that standard for some mental reason, but it's not going to happen. So I think the midfield's too much of a muchness. Again, we're at this again. The same as some of the other positions, we've got too much of a muchness. But it's all down to Czerny, mate. To me, the whole team's wrapped around him. He plays, he produces. You're in me a shout. He doesn't play and produce. Well, you're basically a blunt instrument.
Because we're lopsided. Would you agree with that, Bridge? We're lopsided.
We are indeed. We are indeed. And you know, that boy Czerny, I think he's been a godsend to us in many ways. He's a smashing player, but we know he doesn't. He won't score goals every week, and he won't make mazy runs every week. We know that, but he is a good player, and when they stick three men on him, shadow him or whatever they're going to do, we want him to, when he thinks about it, don't do the dangerous thing and go in, because there's too many of them. They'll take the ball off you, and then we're knackered because we don't have any defenders that can run. So you've got to keep the ball. So he must come back. It's just change. We tweaks to the game you want to, how to get the style of game you want to play them, and that's what we need to do. You see every week in the English Premiership, brilliant players, they get manned out. They get four men on them. The only way they can go is they've got to come back, and just as long as you hold the ball. Because see, when you go down and you lose the ball, then the Hibs, you could see Hibs doing that many times the weekend there, picking that ball up, and they're like lightning. They're absolute lightning coming through you, because we've not got anybody that can actually run. I don't know if you've noticed that in our team. We don't have anybody that can actually run. Big Balogun could go over the ground, but he's not there. He's not playing. Even Shooter's no bad, but you're not going to get a wee flying machine up against him. He'll just run right apart right over the top of him. So anyway, I don't want to go into too much about it, but yeah, I think I like Czerny, and I think Czerny, I would, if I had the money, I would buy Czerny, because I think he'd be a smashing addition to our squad. But I don't know what the manager's doing with him. I don't know whether he's forcing him to play injured, carrying a knock or whatever, just to make sure he's playing. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily have played Czerny. I'd have kept him for the European game, if there was any danger, maybe I would have not. I don't know.
Well,
But,
we never gained a lot for playing him, if we're honest.
No, really, yeah, that's what I mean, you know. Well, they're playing about the game. They know who he is. It's Czerny. Look, that's a guy with no hair. Go there and just mark him out. Keep shoving him, kicking him, whatever it is, you know. Sorry, boys.
Well, Czerny said Saturday. Czerny was playing for Czerny. Let's be honest about it. There's no once I've seen him getting a ball and creating anything. He didn't create anything, mate. He threatened to create and never actually managed to do it. He looked to me, he was told, I'm putting you on and all I want you to do is to get fit, to see how your fitness is. And that's the way he played for me. He would get down the wing and he didn't cut it, and he cut in a couple of things, but he normally, because on his right foot, he's worse than useless, mate, when he's right foot. He can't cut the ball back. He's umpteen chances to cut the ball back, couldn't manage to do it once. So for me, he plays for himself at times. He's good when he's good. And when he actually wants to interact with other players, he can be very good. But other times he just does things for him. And bearing in mind, by the way, he's no other player. So he's playing for money, mate. He's playing for a move. He's playing for a big wage packet. Maybe it'll be with us, maybe it'll be somewhere else. But that's what he's playing for, mate. He's in a short window because the club, his parent club don't really want him. They don't think he's whatever. They don't like him, don't fancy him. They put him out on loan. They might say, oh, look to part, but I think Czerny's playing for Czerny, to be honest with you.
Interesting comments, mate. Interesting comments. I think he's a guy that he's got assets, and I would have signed him. I'm 60-40, Albert, and I don't think you would sign anybody on a 60-40, would you?
No. The good thing about Czerny is, I'm not saying he's a bad player, and I don't misunderstand me and say anybody think I don't think he's a good player. He is a good player.
Well,
what he's done for
he's got ability. Aye. You know that, didn't you?
Aye. So what I'm saying now is he's actually raised the standard up. So he's the standard of player you're looking for in all positions. Know what I mean? In their favoured position, the standard's up there. You see what a good player can do, rather than watch the run-of-the-mill garbage I've watched for the last near enough 12 years. So that's the good thing. Whether I would sign him, I don't know. I don't know for the money. There's getting rumoured that it's no for 7 million, 8 million. No chance. There's no selling value. There's nothing. There's no benefit to the club. Short term or long term. Short term, we're out of everything. So long term, nah. You try to build them up and sell them on. That's no there, is it? So. I don't think we can afford it.
28, is he?
He's round about there, mate. Aye. So he says that he signs a 3-year contract with us. So if he goes to form like everybody else that signs for us and just see their contract and walk away for nothing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's tricky. I'm not his biggest fan, and I know he's a nice football player. He's frustrated me with his injuries and some of his performances, but after the goal at Dundee, what did Lawrence not go on the pitch for? Pitch man.
Who knows?
Probably saving him. Probably this is the crazy thing. Probably saving him for Thursday. It's just nuts, isn't it? It's just nuts. I mean, if he is saving him, it makes sense. I'm not saying I contradict myself saying it's nuts. It's not really nuts if that's what he is doing. No, I mean, but I think you should have done it with other players as well. I think you took enough of a chance with playing. Suter should have played because he's suspended. So that way, Diamondi should have played because he's suspended. So that makes perfect sense, no? I mean, because they'll not get a game for a fortnight now. Well, if they didn't play, they wouldn't get a game for a fortnight. But so that makes sense playing them. Czerny, no. Definitely not. Desser's no either. That didn't make sense at all. Not just because I don't rate him. For the fact of the matter is, Igaman, Danilo, and what do you call them, Cortez needed game time, especially for Thursday, because you might need them. There's no might about it. You're going to need them.
Can I come in on that for a second?
Yeah, of course you can.
It's just to say that the way we're discussing this tonight, and I think it's really interesting. I think it's brilliant. I hope people phone in and have their comment on it. It seems that I think we are now actually, in our mind, we're questioning the selection, what the selection is, and the reasons why some players are being picked when in all probability they shouldn't, or vice versa. They should have been picked, and this maybe mothballing, keep them in bandages, don't play Czerny. I wouldn't have played Czerny personally, as I said earlier, because we've got a huge game coming up and I don't want him to be mothballed. And you're playing against Hibs, who are notoriously hard. They're a hard team to play against, and they're quite physical. So we've got a lot of players that can't cope with that physicality, and we've seen that. We folded. Parts of that game, we actually folded. So I just don't understand what our manager wants from the players that he's put on the park. I know he wanted to win, of course, but there's some boys that are, you just mentioned 3 that should have been on the park. Let's let him get a game, a full game. Danilo, Lawrence got on. That kind of, mind you, Lawrence he can actually have a good shot at goal. So maybe he shouldn't go on. But I can't remember the Mexican guy, is it Mexican? Cortez.
Cortez.
Yeah. So he should have played.
Colombian, I think.
Yeah, Colombian. There you go.
Colombian,
yeah. So
I know it's a cartel anywhere, but
somewhere. Well, I've got every. I want my team to do well, and I'm sorry my team aren't doing well. I don't want to blame only players. I want to blame some of the managers' decisions. And the number one decision he's made, he went to the press. First thing he's done, he's went to the press, and as far as I'm concerned, he's just thrown the players under a bus. And I just don't think it's right.
No, you've been very forthright in your views on that. I don't know. I think for this modern world, things have maybe changed a wee bit with communication and where it goes. As soon as you say anything to them, Albert, they're over in a rash, aren't they?
I'll tell you what, there's another one. I'll tell you, I'll put money on this. If Butland gets dropped for the game on Thursday, he'll want out of Ibrox. He'll want away. That's the type of guy he is. He'll want out of here. So there you go.
Would you bat an eyelid, Albert? Would you bat an eyelid?
No, not in the slightest, mate. Not in the slightest. I would actually be encouraging him to go. If truth be told me, whether he gets dropped or no gets dropped, I would say you find yourself a new club.
We're in this position, mate. He's going to be one of our big earners, mate. He's sitting there, and I believe he's got 2 years his contract to go. So you can see where this is going to pan out, Bridgeman, can't you?
Yeah, just like you know what. How can we say what we're going to achieve if we've not got a goalkeeper, a first team goalkeeper? We haven't got one, the one we've got isn't playing well enough to be qualified as a first team goalkeeper now, and that's basically what Albert's meaning as well. He shouldn't be playing; he should be dropped. Or are we going to get rid of him? Or as Albert says, if we do drop him, he's going to ask us to get away. Well, how much is that going to cost us to get rid of him, if you know what I mean, or to let him go? It's going to be very difficult, very difficult. I don't know which way to turn on that, but like he's a couple of clangers, and the manager's got to deal with the players, not the press. Deal with the players, not the press.
Well, just talking about that, Bridge, that team there we played that we put out on Saturday, I mean, we said on during the week before the game, it'd be interesting to see what Ferguson does, how he manages this, getting up to the Hibs game with a European game on the back of it. So we're all interested to see what his team selection would be, why he would do certain things, blah, blah, blah. Now, one of the overriding things that everybody was saying, Southside was saying to me, but you want to win the game, you want to beat Hibs. He's right. I'm not saying he's wrong, he's right. But at the end of the day, what did we actually achieve with Saturday's game? We didn't win it. We didn't even look like winning it. If we put players out there that, in my opinion, we shouldn't have put out there. You learn nothing, absolutely nothing, mate. So that's bad management as far as I'm concerned, and it's a meaningless game. And I'm saying, I said, well, you're no, I think, to the club here, by the way, because then he comes out there after the post-match interview, and he's out talking about, this is our bread and butter. That game was not your bread and butter, mate. The league is over. That's a nothing game. Stop saying stupid things like that, because it doesn't mean anything. It's no bread and butter. If it was a league game and we were in a title race, it's your bread and butter. But now it's a meaningless. Like all the games leading up to the end of the season, apart from the European games, they're meaningless games, totally meaningless. So bread and butter doesn't come into it, mate. You should have, and he should have managed his squad with that in mind, and a few other things in mind as well. And he didn't, mate. So if it was a interview, if that was a part of his interview for the job permanently, which I don't think it is, I think he knows he's not getting a job anyway. He never done very well, mate, because we achieved zero. We didn't get the win. We put players at risk to get injured, and he didn't give players that were injured no fit any game time. So pointless, totally pointless on Saturday.
Anyway, we've been joined by Bob Gia. Evening, Bob Gia.
Hi, good evening, lads. I'm only going to reiterate what everybody's saying. Albert, I've got an apology for you. I listened to you on Thursday night. You were saying about the meaningless games, and I thought, no. We're Rangers. We're going to win every game. Get the strongest team in the park available. No, you were right, mate. He should have experimented a bit. He should have changed the lineup on Saturday. He'd have maybe got a better performance if he'd have done that. I just, for the life of me, can't understand the total inconsistency of this season. We cannot afford another season like that. That was dire on Saturday. That was dire. So, there it stops for the beginning. I can't wait for the season to finish, boys. That's my point of view.
Bob Gia's right, mate. He should swap positions about. He should put Dessers in goal, because he throws himself about better than Butler.
He dives better than Butler, you're right.
Should have put my dog in goal.
But it's the end of the day, we're all sitting here, and hindsight's a great thing, and we're all smart after hindsight. I mean, we all do that. But I just thought Ferguson himself, Bob Gia, should have went himself, look, hold on a minute, I'll need to think this through. Seriously think this all through, because he's at a crucial point. He has wee short managerial career at Rangers. I thought maybe your man McCann would have said to him, look, hold on a minute, let's think about this. Let's really think about this. And if the press come after us and say whatever they're going to say after a defeat, you could then say to them, I was thinking this, I was doing that, and I was doing that. And it's all logical, and it makes sense. But to come out and say, look, that's not a Rangers team, and that's a bread and butter game. No. Well, no. It's no. This is the things that define Rangers managers. Walter Smith would have never said anything like that. He would have just sat there, he's fuming. You could have seen it in him, and then I snapped at some of the questions we were getting asked. The boy Clifford's questions. Do you imagine that saying that to Walter Smith? He'd have ripped the head off him, mate. He totally ripped the head off him. So that's what a good Rangers manager does. He's not taking any nonsense. Like, he can say and think what he thinks about the team, but press can't do it. They've got to show respect to the team, to the manager, and the position. And when Ferguson, as Bridge pointing out, doing what he's doing, he's just feeding them. He's gone in their side. It feels that he's gone in their side against the players. He's entitled to say it behind closed doors. We're entitled to moan our face off because we're supporters, and we pay our season ticket. We've got our money pumped into the club, been supporters for years and years and years. We're allowed to say it, mate. But the press are not allowed to say it and get away scot-free, mate. They're no. And at the end of the day, I'm with Bridge on that one, definitely. Auchenhowie was a place to say that.
Yeah, this is maybe dealing with things right after the event, you're emotive, and you maybe react differently. Bob Gia, I've debated Dessers and Butland at length, and I don't know what your take was on the individual players, or are you putting all down to the collective?
We can't keep losing pub goals. We lost them last week. We lost them on Saturday there. Well, the goalkeepers are his quality. A goalkeeper that has quality, or a goalkeeper of any quality should save them. Both of them were coming straight up, man. I let them run right well. He knocked that and straight out to the laddie last week. But no, Butland, terrible. You think back to, you're talking about consistency. That save he had for Hot Tatty at Park Hughes was world class. It was brilliant. Some of the saves in Istanbul were brilliant. And then he turns around and he goes and does that. Loses 2 pub league goals. This kind of, I don't know.
Desser's winner at Dens Park was a
Desser's,
great finish. But his next 15 misses weren't they, before and after? Weren't they great, you know? So these are the two guys maybe getting the heat. And the two were more experienced pros, as mad as it seems, Bridgeman, but also well rewarded.
Yes, unfortunately, they're well rewarded, yeah. The guys are right, and you're right yourself. It's becoming more and more clear to everyone at Rangers. There's something no right. There's something no right. I don't want to try and double guess or guess anything that our manager would say to outguess him. I just don't see what the thing our manager is doing. Where does that fit into anything at the moment? And the way he's doing it, I'm sorry, the way he's doing it is wrong. If he's running the press, he can't have a Rangers manager running the press like that. And immediately after a game, telling all these, and then he gets back to Hilkenhowie on the Monday or whatever. And what have you got to say about yourself? Well, you heard your interview, and that's it done. So they've heard the interview already about the manager. So there's not much a manager can say to him because you said it all, but he still said it to the press.
Aye. It's difficult. That's one of the hardest things about being in management, Bridge, isn't it? Football management, you know, if you come in every time and you fly off the handle, people, obviously the game's changed, Albert, but also once you've done that act once, you do it in a fortnight's time, and a week later, people just don't listen, do they?
No. You put all your eggs in one basket, mate. You've got to be really, really smart when it comes to this talking carry on, isn't you, nowadays when you're a football manager? Because you say all the players get all the power. So he'll say that and think he's going to get a reaction. What the reaction he will get a reaction. But probably big petted lips and huffs. That's what he'll get. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that. I shouldn't be saying that about me. I don't think that's right. We tried our best there. He picked the team. It's his tactics. He told us to do this. So before you know what it is, you've got a mutiny in your hands now. Albeit for only 6-7 weeks, but it's not right. It's simply not right. But I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong, mate. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying what in the way he's feeling about it. I'm not saying that's wrong. Time and place, mate. Exactly, mate. Time and place.
I get it, mate. I get it. Look, Bob Jarrett's, it's been a frustrating period in my history, you know. A lot of the mistakes are self-inflicted. I think we've got a caller. I'll come back to you, Bob. It's the one and only Denver Bear. He always cheers us up. We need it. Evening, Denver.
Afternoon, guys. If we only had the Rangers over here.
You might have them shortly, mate.
Which I know. No, maybe just actually keep them there. Telling you. Yes. Oh, man. What's going on? It's just absolute. My boy fell asleep at half time in the game, watching the game on Saturday. Unbelievable, man. And, I'm listening to you, Albert, and I totally agree with you. We should have kept come on. The Barry Ferguson thing was never going to work. Never in that creation of Sundays, man. Just unbelievable. And that big Butland, man. I don't know what he's all about. I don't think Kelly's any better, but we need to drop that big guy, I'll tell you.
Well, put it this way, he might not be any better, but is he any worse?
That's true, aye. You're got it right there, Ox. Aye. Man alive. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, it's just year after year, Ox. You're sitting there watching it, and it's a nothing game. Okay, you sit up and you watch the game. It's nothing. There's nothing at stake, but they still can't do anything. And every year for the last 12 years has been, well, apart from 55, it's been the same draws every year, man. Unbelievable.
Denver, can I ask you, I'm going away for the game on Saturday just quickly. We've not heard from you for a few weeks. Is the Rangers story making any press in the USA? I know you have got the odd media story going on this now, and we'll no debate that on here because I've got my thoughts on it. But however, sporting-wise, is the Rangers making the press earlier?
No, nothing in the Denver press at all. It's all just about, it's what, you've only got one. You've got teams here, you know, and there's no rivals, you know. So it's just all about Denver. It's just, they're very narrow-minded. They don't even do much about football at all. They'll give you the odd wee result here and there, but nothing about the Rangers. Nothing.
Okay. I just wondered if there was talk about people getting involved. Just wondered. But I know that
there's a good part.
Yeah.
There's a good pal of mine, and I was telling him about this 49ers thing, and he follows all kinds of sports here, but he didn't know one thing about it. He hadn't heard anything about it, you know. So.
And the baseball season's just started, isn't it? So that's takes
right.
A lot of the coverage.
Aye. So, and it's all basketball at the moment. That's all.
That's finishing, isn't it?
Aye, it finishes, I think, this weekend. Or
the baseball really kicks in. You know?
Aye. So they're just like focused on their own sports here, you know.
I know, right. I get that. I just wondered. I had to ask the question, Albert. I know he's in Denver, which isn't exactly close to San Francisco, but I just wondered if it maybe we mentioned nationally, but they're very parochial with their sports, yeah.
Aye, Denver, you need to put your blue wig on and run about the streets, man. A news out of them.
I love it.
No, you need to put your blue wig on and run about the streets again.
Again, I know.
But he's right. You're right with saying, Denver. It's sore to watch. It's sore year after year. It's got to the stage now. We can't take any more of this. It's got to end. We're going to go back to being a competitive football club. All the way through a season, right up to the end of the season, and win these leagues and cups and things. It's just not good enough. This wee runs in Europe, and we enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. It's great. And the nights at Ibrox are fantastic. Oh, great stuff. At the end of the day, you've got to be competitive in the competition, the league. You've got to be. I mean, we're throwing league after league after league away. It's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating to watch this. And then you look. Sorry, mate, Ken.
That's the thing that bugs me, Albert. You know, they don't need to try. They just need to win the regular games, and we'll end up throwing it away. It's just mental. And you know what? There's a common denominator in all this, and I think it's Tav, because we've all seen guys where places we've worked, and we've all wondered how this guy's still in the job. And I think that's the way Tav is. He must have a great mouth on him, because he manages to talk his way into every team. And all the managers. How many managers has he seen have? No. I know he scored a great goal last week, and his contribution is second to none. But man alive, there's something about that guy. I think it's just he's a poison. I think that's what it is. He's a just get me started now, man alive.
By the way, I'll keep away from it, but just one thing. There was one in the first half, and it just showed you the guy went down the wing. I think it was Suter had to come across. And
no, it was Sterling. Sterling
was it?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
You would have got a good view of that, Albert.
And it was right in front of you.
When you're done, you're done.
Oh, he proved that. He proved that, mate. He definitely proved that right there and then, mate. He could not get off the mark, mate. He just couldn't get any speed. You could see him. He's trying to get some speed, and it's just going, mate.
We've all been there, you know.
But your brains are way ahead of you.
Oh, sorry, I know that, Denver. I know that, but not everybody can be as athletic as you, mate.
That's right, exactly. See, you knew your record.
Do you agree?
We used to go at circus mirrors in the house fire.
Hey, I'm only 69-year-old. I'm just a pup yet.
Just getting there, mate. Aye. You've not begun to fight, mate. It's just starting.
Oh man, good.
I don't know if you picked up.
I
don't know if you saw that on Saturday.
What was that? Oh, sorry.
He just couldn't get through the gears, and it's happened.
Aye.
You know?
Aye. You know, it's painful to watch. You know, I mean, he's a captain as well, Ox. You know, you'd think Ferguson would be saying, "Come on, you need to be dropped, man." You know, because Ferguson hurts as much as us. But man alive, to watch that Dross on Saturday, and you know what? See, right in the last couple of seconds, even into injury time, they were still running about like madmen, Hibs, and not one of your players were born their backside. Just like, oh, man alive.
Choked it, mate. They choked it.
They can kid some of the people some of the time, Bob G, but they can't kid all the people all the time, eh?
No, they've carried on for a long time. Just as Denver, all Bears said that we can't take much more of this year after year after year. At this time of year, it's hardly into the springtime and the league is gone. What an outlook year after year. It's so frustrating and annoying. And it's creating a lot of anger among the support. And it's just got to be resurrected at some point. How many leagues have we won in the last 20 years? I don't know. 3? We won the helicopter Sunday, Arteta penalty, and that you're under Gerrard. Has that been about it, is it?
That's going back longer than 20 years.
Arteta penalty was 2003, Bob G.
Aye, I know. It shows you talk about age there. There's my memory for you.
2003, 2005, 2009, 10, 11. Robbed in 2012 and 2008. 2012. Aye, both years. Aye. 2008 robbed. Potentially robbed in 2012.
Aye, 2012, right enough. I didn't come on it though.
And then we won 3 or 4 league titles. You can only win the league you're in. Even, you know what I mean? It wasn't your fault, but then it's not went well. It's not went well, said. You know,
no, it's not went well at all. There's no been the recovery for 2012 that we all hoped for. But that's history.
If you're honest, mate, the recovery has been. But here's a
well,
statement.
Point.
Mr. Fox has come in with this one, and I just want everybody's views. I'll start with you, Bob. Fox has asked the question: who needs more encouragement for Thursday? The players or the fans? For Thursday, the players or the fans? All school play. The players and the fans. If the players get it right, the fans will follow. Players hide, then Ibrox will be toxic. Yeah, that's all school boys come back with that answer. So where do you start? No, it's a chicken and the egg question, Bob. Yeah.
Well, I'll agree with all school boys. It's the players that are playing. They've got to play the game. They've got to get the fans on their side. And we all know what Ibrox is like a European night. It's magic. It's great. God, then again, I'm discrediting the club to an extent. And we'll reach 2 European finals in that time. But no, it's the players that are playing. They've got to do the job. They've got to please the fans, please the audience. That's what they're there for and getting big bucks for. And they prove that they can do it. It's just the inconsistency that's annoying us all. Prove they can do it, and I hope they can turn up here on Thursday night and put in a performance against a really good team. But no, I would say the players, that's my answer.
Right, okay. Denver?
The fans will be up for it right for the start anyway, Ox. But, you know, we're going up another level against this Bilbao mob. So, I don't think it'll turn toxic. I think it'll turn toxic if we lose games in the league. But I think in the European games, I think fans just leave before it turns toxic, you know.
Albert?
It's got to be the players, mate. I mean, they generate everything. That's what it all comes to. The fans can start that off and have a great atmosphere for them coming out the tunnel. But for that to be maintained, it's down to the players. You've got to give them something. You've got to give the fans something. You've got to be up for this game. Going through the motion, like Saturday's game, for example, that just takes the heart right out the whole stadium. You see players that are just simply not good enough, and it breaks your heart.
You can kid some of the people some of the time, Albert.
Of course, that's it, mate. It's exactly that, mate. You're sitting looking at some of these players, and mate, there's 50,000 fans there, and every single one of them are sitting going, I wish I was in your position. Wish I could pull that jersey on and walk out in that park. Every one is. Oh, I saw sitting there. And then you get this clown standing going, I can't really be bothered today. You know what I mean? Or it's not coming off. I mean, things happen on football games and football matches that it's out of your control. Sometimes you can have a good game, sometimes you have a bad game. But one thing you cannot shy away from is effort. You can't shy away from that. You either put the effort in or you don't put the effort in. Having a good game is one thing, but effort is non-negotiable, mate. You've got to put the effort in, and we all can see it. They can't kid us, mate. We all can see the people who's putting effort in and the people that's not putting effort in. So there's that. That's got to be the players, mate. We start it off. We cheer our head off, sing the song, all go mental before they come out that tunnel. They can hear us in the dressing room. They can hear us when they come out the tunnel. They're out on the park before the kick off. The place is bouncing, absolutely bouncing. That's our part. We're playing our part. Now it's down to you to keep this going. Keep it going by putting a performance in. So it's the players, mate.
Benjamin.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. It's got to be the players. However, the players have got to be boosted by the manager and the coaches. But the players have got to do it, and of course the fans will follow it, because the fans just want the team to be playing well. They just want them to play well and win games. If you put it this way, if Rangers could win every game at Ibrox, then they'd be ready to be world beaters. That's the truth. Just win all your games at Ibrox. Well, we struggle a wee bit away from home. Well, we'll work on that. But we're not getting them at Ibrox.
It's went 180 degrees, mate.
Exactly, pal.
We've been joined by Dermarnock. Evening, Dermarnock.
Oh, know him.
Top man.
Good evening, lads. Good night. Thanks for for taking my call. I'm on here to agree with Bridgeman as well about Ferguson throwing the players under a bus, which I listened to the first minute of the interview and I went, I'm turning that off. I know what he's doing here. And I've been consistent for the start. I think it was David I was kind of disagreeing with the start with Barry Ferguson's appointment, and I've not agreed with it, you know what I mean? And it's just, we fell flat on our face behind it. As I just thought it was an easy one for the board. Let's get a Rangers man in. And 80% of fans were going, oh, we've got a bear in place, you know what I mean? A bear that was in Go Radio under their pyro, you know what I mean? Essentially. So, but on the other side, I'm a half glass full type of guy, and I still think...
You done that? That was half full.
Half a glass.
Half a glass. I think we can still do Thursday as well. You know what I mean? I'm no people... Going Facebook and other forums and people are through it all, and I mean, I can see why, but you know, I don't. I'm still thinking we can turn up on Thursday night and get a goal or two. I watched them last night, and they're no Barcelona, they're no Real Madrid. You know what I mean, they're no Atletico Madrid. You know what I mean, either. Spanish are always good teams, but the defence can be got at as far as I'm concerned. And the keeper's out apparently, isn't he? Then the two players injured as well. Yuri and some other dude. Know what I mean? We don't know if they were just taking our precautionary. So it's surprise. The players will be up for it. And again, probably against the tide here as well. I would be starting Kelly. Kelly's an absolute nightmare as well. As much as Jack's thrown these goals in, I'd still put Jack standing up Thursday night. You know what I mean? And standing up in the big game. But
how do you solve the Butland puzzle then, Dermarnock?
I play him on Thursday, and I draft him for the league games, for what's left of the league.
So what you're saying, we need two goalkeepers in?
Mm-hmm. Answer me this, Dermarnock. Is Ferguson justified drafting Butland?
With the Howlers, I could probably but I wouldn't do it for a big game.
Right, we'll put it this way. Put it this way. He doesn't drop him and puts him in on Thursday, and he throws one in the net on Thursday. Who do you think the crowds are going to blame?
They'll blame Butland. They won't blame.
No, they'll blame Ferguson. Trust me, they'll blame Ferguson because he's already threw them in. He's already proven in the last two games he's capable of throwing the ball in the net. And then you put him in a big European name.
What happens to put Kelly in? He throws one in the net.
Nothing happens because you don't know, do you? You've already got a track record with Butland. But again, it could reverse again. It could go again, double. he could put Butler in as a blinder. So what do you do then? You never know. All I'm saying as a manager, you've got to go with what's in front of your eyes, mate. And you go, right, I'm justified dropping you because you're throwing the ball in the net. That's all I'm saying. And if you can get, if I take a chance on you, which I've done now for the last the amount of games I've been in, and you date on this night, on this of all nights, throw one, you're definitely throwing me under the bus this time. There's no doubt about that, mate. There's no justification. There's no hiding place for Ferguson.
We're only in this round because of Butland. Let's not forget that. The 2 saves he made. Kelly wouldn't be making these saves.
You don't know that, do you?
Nah. Kelly's a poor keeper.
I agree with you. I don't think he's the answer. I agree with you.
You see him
we need 2 keepers there.
Aye, if we're getting rid of Butland, aye. Because you see Kelly petrified in that line, doesn't know what to come off it and all that, and you cannot have that argument that he doesn't know the defence and the defence need to know the keeper. Blah 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 blah. If you're a keeper and the boy's up there to be win, you can boot it regardless who your defenders are. As far as I'm concerned, you go out and you win the ball. Know what I mean?
Aye. So we need 2 keepers. God, this is going from bad to worse. Yeah.
What happens if we're come? The following match is a week later, isn't it? Is it a week later? Is it the 17th? So what happens if come the following match we're all singing Super Jack Butland? What I mean, it's make pull off a worldly save to get us through to the next round. But as I say, it's a gamble. It's a gamble.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure if we got it and we got it to a semi-final, because at this moment in time, I don't feel it. But obviously, as the week goes on, you go to the weekend and you build yourself up, But if Butland's a hero and we go through, I don't care. And we're in the semi-final, you never know where it takes you. And all the roads lead to Bilbao, and I'm sure because we've looked him out, they'll give us good deals, and we're trying to get apartments and hotels out there.
Which is great, isn't it? Which is what we all want to do. That's the thing.
As mad as it sounds, because that's what we are. We're 4 games away for the final. It's mental.
Again, it just can depend on the day, on the night, what team's up for it, what team isn't it? You get the lucky goal, you get the early goal, or whatever, and the whole team's charging forward. Always win, know what I mean? So again, we all know football's a crazy game. Know what I mean? It's just, again, they're all firm games. Your form could be right out the window, and all of a sudden you turn up. And so I've not gave up hope. I'm still there for getting it into the semi-finals, and we'll take it for there. Know what I mean?
Denver Bear, and you come, mate.
Aye, this season's got shades of 1972 about it. Albert and Bob Ger and Bridge, you'll remember. We were absolute dreadful in the league that season. Remember? Now, did we not draw against Clyde at Shawfield before the Cup Winners' Cup final or something?
Yes, we did.
And that was a
yes, we did.
Season. That's right, wasn't it, Joe? Oh, aye, I can remember being there. Aye, and so it's got that shades about it. I'll be up for it on Thursday. I'll be sitting here at 1 o'clock on Thursday afternoon cheering the boys on, So we'll hopefully we get through. I didn't get the result. What was the result last night in that Bilbao game?
Denver.
Nothing each.
Nothing each. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll go with your take on it anyway, Dolman. You know that you saying there's no that great shakes, but we'll see what happens. Thursday night, special night at Ibrox,
Mm-hmm. Let's hope.
Up, Joe.
I was listening to what the lads are saying there, a lot of good points. But they are a top-class Spanish Premier League side. They were more than capable of able to pass the ball. We know all that. Ferguson, the point you're making about him there, I thought he'd done really well with the press up to Saturday. And to me, he made we all know what I'm going to say, I think, anyway, what he done. Jeremy. So, but there you go. It's behind us now. We've got this big tie on Thursday. And you're right in what you're saying there, Dominic. There is shades of 72 there, because I remember it well. We were absolutely ghastly in the league with no chance. And then we went on and we beat a string of really good sides. Rennes, Sporting Lisbon, Torino, Bayern Munich, and a really good Moscow Dynamo side in the finals. You know, that was some hurdles to cross, and the Rangers did it. So, well, deja vu. Hope lightning strikes twice. We'll see where this takes us on Thursday. Biggest game of the season, Brad.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. For the sound of it, any season.
The only shades I see on here tonight's the 50 grey ones, Bob Jerry, if I'm honest.
What's that, Ox?
The only shades I see on here tonight are the 50 grey ones.
Oh well, I've got grey and nay at the same time. But there you go. I don't comb my hair in the morning. I use a chamois. But Thursday night.
Listen,
I can picture that.
Just before we...
I'm the same, Bob. Do you think I can comb my hair with a blowtorch? The big red
know.
napper I've got.
I'm in my heyday. I had to lift my hair up to go to the loo. Never mind.
You were going to say something else there, Bob Jerry, but that's another story. Listen, we're going to be wrapping up soon, and obviously we're looking for change at the club. It looks as if it's coming. We're not hearing every bit of news. It's just going to. I think it's just going to be announced when it's going to come out. Bang! It's done. The way it's looking, you know, it's never done till it's done. All bear, you know what I mean? So you never know what will happen. But I think we need that, and we'll see where it takes us. Yeah. There'll be questions asked to the new regime, and there'll nobody will fix everything overnight, you know. But obviously, we're hoping for some positivity in the the summer transfer window.
I'm quite happy. There's no much news, mate, and it's going to be bang there. It's done, rather than these Scottish press just talking utter garbage, which they normally do, feeding you these stupid. Idiotic line, so just jog along, and as you're right, no done is done. So don't count your chickens. Just wait till it's finished, wait this papers are signed, and then we'll see where we're going to, what direction we're going to be taking. Because you're speculating all day long. That's for the game on Thursday, mate. I am with all that. Up for it. You're hoping the team, and they're capable of being up for it. They've done it before, and there's nothing to say they can't do it again. Know what I mean? We're a bit weakened by the suspensions to suit them. Diamandi. But hey, that's what it's all about, getting overcoming it. So let's see what we do, mate. Let's see what we get into this.
Aye. Dominic.
I'm glad the 49ers thing's just sitting at the side now, because, as I said, this is a massive match on Thursday. Let's not make any bones about this, you know what I mean? There's no many. We're flying a flag as usual, you know what I mean, in Europe for Scottish teams, and it's a massive game. So the 49ers has just put that to the side now, and we all know it's going to happen. Only a complete disaster would prevent it from happening, but the signs are that it's basically signed and sealed in it. So I think it's just sitting bubbling away there until this Europa League plays out. And I'm quite happy about that, because that's just a distraction for the players as well. Will I be here? Will I not be here? You know what? Concentrate on the biggest game in your footballing career, which is on Thursday night. Because a lot of that team won't get a chance of that, you know what I mean? And I don't even know who's left within that team that were in Seville. Tav.
Was Balogun on the bench? Was it?
Aye.
Was he on the bench? I can't remember.
We started Scott Wright, didn't we?
Aye. Don't remind me. He wouldn't have signed my Seville programme, and I'm sitting next to him at Hampden. Southside was killing himself.
Because you had better hair than him.
No. That was one of Scott's defining features, mate. Yeah, you can't take that away from him.
Oh, boy.
He's always been turned out.
Oh, my God.
He's always well turned out. Anyway, I think there's only Tab left. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, there's only 10 left out for the squad. Yeah, some turn there.
Aye.
Some turn there. Considering it's only 3 seasons ago, and we don't seem to be able to get rid of players. Well, we can, but we don't seem to get it right. But anyway, last word for your good self, Denver.
Aye, all that turnover and we're still not improved any. Anyway, great to talk to you guys as always. I'll keep in touch more often. And go on the Rangers, that's all I can say. Great
Cheers,
to talk
mate.
to you guys. Thanks.
Bob,
bye.
yeah.
Hi, thanks for taking my call yet again, Ox. There's one thing, we'll preach consistency tonight. Rangers Radio is always consistent. That's what I love about it. Always consistent. Always a great show. So, all away the new, as they say. And thank you very much for having me. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Bob, yeah. Don't man look.
Aye, thanks for having me again, lads, and good to hear Denver back on as well. He's always got good content. Know what I mean? Good opinions. So, thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure, mate. Albert.
Aye, great show, mate. Good callers, good points, good discussion. Optimistic as ever, mate. We're all optimistic as ever regarding the Rangers. So come on Thursday again. Let's get on with this. Let's get this done. Let's see what we've got. So like the boilers and let the battle begin.
Oh, I feel better already.
Oh, what can I say? By the way, Ox, a marvellous night tonight. Big thanks to yourself and, of course, for Albert for carrying me through this and the techie team in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, biggest game of the season on Thursday. Forget what happened at the weekend. We have to forget it. So just forget it and go on with thinking about the Rangers on Thursday. Please keep it going for the Rangers because they really need us, and so do they.
Yeah, they do, mate. They do. Can I thank Denver, Domarnock, and of course the one and only Bob G for taking the time to join us. Bridgeman and the one and only Albert for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals in the background. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. And please phone up and mention Southside Super 6. Take it away, Old School Blue.